paper pumpkin in hand, we are heading home. It is a beautiful day. It has been in the 80s all week, and I can't wait to get this kit going. It is Safari Celebration, so stay tuned for more paper pumpkin fun. Alright, I am home. This month's Safari Celebration is what it's called. We have rich raspberry for the spot. There it is, ready to go. And we have You Did It, Let's Celebrate, Amazing, You Are So, Congratulations, Fantastic, and Happy Birthday. With some tropical, we got a cupcake, tropical leaf, some fun dots, and a yay banner. In March, we're going to coordinate Beyond the Horizon, advertising for their mini stamp and emboss machine, which is what I have. The one thing with that to consider is that you do have to trim your cardstock down to fit the narrower width. But other than that, it works great. And it's nice and compact. I have not spent any time looking at this kit, any of the online spoilers. I try to avoid that. Dimensionals. Oh, look at that. So these are the some more sea glass. There's a embellishment with 3 different colors and different sizes of stones. I am very happy to see these. They're fun. Envelopes. We have a variety of insides, 3 different insides, and let's confirm that yes, the whole envelope is lined. So that's going to be 3 different fun backgrounds to play with, and you get a total of 9 envelopes, so that would be 9 cards. They went ahead and did the front and back on the bases. We have a hula hooping monkey and a yay giraffe. 3 different colors. Oh, there's some fun leaves. So those are the colors. You can cut these in half, cut them down into bits. You can sand them to get to the white base. All sorts of fun things can be done with these. Some vellum shapes. 3 different vellum shapes. That. Roller skating elephants, and some fun die cut variety of shapes with some colors, and adhesive dots. I will not be doing the assembly instructions, as I never do. I always go right to doing A2 sized alternatives. Here are the projects as instructed, and I wanted to do a quick, the colors are a little bit unique. So we've got Bumblebee, Fresh Freesia, Pear Pizzazz, Rich Raspberry, Soft Succulent, and Soft Suede. So there are enough colors there. We'll see if I end up adding any other colors to the mix and what other goodies I come up with. So I will go away and start separating everything out. I, of course, will come back with any interesting tips, techniques, or supplies that I have added. And then later on we will get into some focals and backgrounds to mix and match. And then at the very end we will have the showcase, as always. And of course my goal these days is always to do 20 or more layouts for you guys to have lots of options to choose from. So stay tuned. Alright, I've pulled out some materials. First I pulled out some inks, and you'll see that there's a variety of the greens, and they have 2 different tones, so we'll play with some of that. Grab the fresh freesia, we get the rich razzleberry. So those will be my stamping inks. And of course I can always pull out more if I want. I already have white baker's twine, and I did find floating around some really old mossy meadow. Maybe I'll use some of this because this is all I have left of it. And so those are out to add some trim because we weren't provided a trim this time. I pulled out the hammered metal, the animal print, and the macrame embossing folders to use. I've already cut up envelope, cuts up into the following bits to decide how we're going to use them. And I didn't cut down a bumblebee, I did the 2 greens. So we will see how I use those. I am not sure I'm going to do much more than stamp sets. I have some stamp sets that I pulled because birthday is one of the themes I've got, and it's a youthful, fun set. I pulled out Happy and Heartfelt. I have Island Vibes. I want to do something with the leaves here. This is a celebration item that is good for another couple of days. I like this font, and this is a nice thinking of you on your special day. I might use that. And then I liked the sending birthday wishes along horizontal. I might find a good use for a horizontal sentiment. And that is about all I have for some birthday sentiments I pulled out. Now, I do want to share a technique. It's called masking. This is 3M full back sticky post-it paper, and I've already started a project. I have underneath these stickies, happy birthday, and let's celebrate. So I plan to use the leaf cutout remnants for some stenciling. I'm going to stencil in Pear Pizzazz. Using finger daubers, and I am looking for a green. Finger dauber, and the big tip is to not put the full leaf started on the middle of the paper. I want it to run off the paper. It has an effect of looking more natural, and then I'm also doing it at an angle. And I start by swirling a little bit off the space. I'm okay if it gets too dark, if it stays light. I can always set this back down and redo more ink if I need to. All right, so let's say that's what we've got. I will now peel up. And there is one nice single layer card. All right, so let's continue on doing a couple more stamping projects. That is a cute card. And that's just cute and simple. And we have a nice busy card with lots going on. You could even put that on the inside with some of the dots. Here's using the leaves as a stencil, which I really like. And then we'll do one more. So this one is going to be a couple of colors. Making sure I have a couple of these cupcakes going off. I might trim this down, I could mat it, and that is going to conclude my stamping. And let's show you all of the stamping, and then I am going to go play with the rest of the kit. So here's 2. And there's 2 for a total of 4 ideas for some nice, easy, quick, simple stamping 1-layer cards. Hey, before I go off to work on backgrounds and focals, I did some dry embossing. I messed up, so I thought it would be fun to share with you between the 3 embossing folders that I had to share. The first 2 I put in backwards. I was distracted, so I thought I'm going to go ahead and do each of them. This is the hammered metal. The one in my left hand is the texture if you have the folder right side up, and the texture on the right hand side is the texture, the reverse texture, or the back side. Okay. The macrame The texture on the left is right side up, and on the right is upside down. And then finally, I actually did a little cutting here, so this isn't going to look quite perfect. The texture on the left is right side up, and the texture on the right is upside down. And I am going to now I'm going to have my sanding block out. And one quick note is, with the little chads that are hanging off the ends of your die cuts, the last couple of kits, I find that since I have my sanding block out, I can just go ahead and like burnish off the chads very quickly with my sanding block. So that is what I have been doing for those. It won't work too well. Let's grab this monkey. There's a chad there. If there are any on the insides, you'll have to snip them off, but I don't see any. But it does a pretty good job of getting into all the different shapes and just scratching off really quickly any of those bits left on. I'm going to take this is a right side up, and I'm going to do a quick sand. So this is that is what the texture looks like, sanded, and there is the piece unsanded. Macrame, I've not actually sanded the macrame, so let's just see what happens. I like that it has two different heights. It has the rick-rack texture, and then the inner weave texture is a lower dimension, so it does not get sanded. So there is the macrame. Now what's interesting is this metallic. I'm just going to do a portion of it. And it looks like alligator skin to me. So that is what it looks like sanded on the front. Let's grab the back. And you get a very different look if you are sanding the back. Looks like crackled lines. I've never actually spent the time to do this exercise. So that's what the hammered looks like, sanded front and back. And now I have not sanded the back of the macrame. So in the back of the macrame, it looks like we're going to get the weave, the horizontal lines. Oh no, there's still a lower level than the zigzag. So that is what it looks like with the back sanded on the left, the front sanded on the right, and then not sanded on the back. So you can get some very different looks. Don't forget to try this embossing the opposite side. This is the animal print backside, which leaves the animal print portion dark. So it has a very different look to it. Alright, so that is all I've got. I just wanted, since I had made that mistake, I thought it would be a fun exercise. And I will go away now and finish cutting up and preparing all the pieces for a final reveal. Hey, I'm back really quick. the small sea glass pebbles, which they conveniently sent to us in white, can be colored, and I thought I was coloring them and thought, oh, I better film this so you can see how easy it is to color them. I just grabbed Daffodil Delight Dark, Old Olive Dark, and Rich Razzleberry Dark. So there you go, another tidbit. I love to buy up all white and clear embellishing because you can color all of them with the blends. So here is how easy it is to color the stones. All right, I am ready to do some mix and matching, and I wanted to share what I did with these cutesy, more childish images than are things that I would use. I think I found a way to utilize them, and I'm going to show you what I did to accomplish that. So we have our little platform here. The first thing that I did was with the monkey, which I actually know somebody whose nickname in game, a game we play, his name is Monkey Boy, and this is just so him. I'm gonna have to post it for everyone to see. So what I did with the monkey is I cut him off at the waist. So I feel that this could definitely be used with a sentiment like "you are so amazing," and you could just, if you don't like the monkey part, but the hula hoop works for you, here is a good way to utilize the bottom half. And then I took the monkey and made a fun card. This is one of my more avid cards. I've already done some photography, and I will continue photography at the end. I'm sure doing these I will end up making some variations. This is definitely, though I think a kit that you might have to work around like I am doing, I still think you're going to be able to get a lot out of the kit. So here's our monkey. He's cut off at the waist, and that's okay. I am looking for, you know, I always have myself all so very organized until I turn the camera on. So where I hide him, I'm gonna actually find what I want, and I'll be right back. All right, I got myself a little more organized with my sentiments. So to hide this monkey, I have a "Let's Celebrate," and then notice I'm using the clear on this particular one. I'm Happy Birthday is covering over this center part, and then I went ahead and cut off a cupcake, and for the right person, that would be a cute card. And it's not as cutesy as the hula hoop, which I think is really specific. So that's a way to deal with the monkey. Next, I've got, I believe, a gazelle. And I went ahead with the gazelle, and I actually just cut off the head. You've already seen me use that cupcake. Now you only get 3 cupcakes, but there's nothing stopping you from stamping the cupcake from the stamp set and doing some fussy cutting with it and using it in place of the cute die cut one. Then we have these other pieces. So you can take any of the backgrounds. I'm just going to change up the background. I'm looking at the colors. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. This one's not trimmed down, but that's okay. And you could do maybe a tone on tone. This I did trim down just to remind you, this is a piece of the envelope. This is the inside of the flap, and I did cut it at an angle. And then I have the gazelle head. And you could, the separator I find that works really well is like a sentiment. So I do have a, this is one of the sentiments from, and this one I have not taken a picture of. I'm kind of spontaneously creating this. And I think I would slide that underneath. So this is just a fun, yet a little more serious than the gazelle's body. I have my white bow. I told you I had a little bit of my basic essentials white, which is just about used up. And I like the yellow rocks that I showed you coloring earlier. The sentiment set, I pulled happy and heartfelt. I like the handwriting, the handwritten, so I used it as a with some of the sentiments. And I like how you can say we have to celebrate this, and you can, it has the inside. If you don't like to write on the inside of your cards, you definitely have options. We have the being awesome is just your thing. Lucky me, I have you. They kind of coordinate together. You matter to me no matter what. Congratulations, yay for love. So all of these are good mix and match ones, and then I did want to stamp that on here so you could see how well the font goes with the supplies for this kit. So that is a way to use the antelope head. And I'm not sure exactly, but let's just say we have a purpose for the body. And we're gonna do, take those off. Something fun. Perhaps somebody you know has recently lost a bunch of weight. Tried on a new fashion style, has a great new fashion sense. Who knows? But I think that there will be certain situations when this bottom will work perfectly. So I just wanted to show that. All right, before I move on from the gazelle, I had said I had a special idea in mind for it. So I've made a little triple mat here, and it moved. I then, using Island Vibes here, I stamped this in Pear Pizzazz, and I fussy cut it. I used the gazelle head and the hand holding the cupcake, and I created this cute focal. I wanted to share it with you before I move on. the sentiment I really liked to go with it. Moving this down is so I thought that was a very fun unique interpretation of the Gazelle and how to use it. And you can add a bow, and you can put on some stones. That's a backward stone. And you can put on a bow pretty much anywhere here on the green. And I really like that one. So that's how I used the Gazelle. And then I have a really fun elephant. So using the hammered 3D inside out, when I sanded it a little bit, and then I noticed, hey, that kind of looks like elephant skin. So I went ahead and sanded it the rest of the way. Here is our elephant. He is a very snappy roller skater, and I went ahead and cut off his skates, and then notice too that you end up with double the materials by cutting these in half. And then I'm gonna grab this vellum. Don't forget we have vellum in 3 shapes: round, like a Maltese cross, and a hexagon. This hexagon that I used on the monkey. And you have 3 each of those as well. And you could cut them in half if you don't want to use the whole shape. So if we have the circle and we are going to put our elephant on the perfect elephant skin, so it becomes a monochromatic card. I went ahead and did Happy Birthday. This is inked up in soft suede. I'm doing monochromatic with a little bit of bumblebee. And you kind of stretch them out so it takes up the whole card, and make sure your bow, if you're going to use a bow, doesn't cover the Happy Birthday. So I strategically stamped the 1-line Happy Birthday in 2 parts. And again, yellow rocks. And that is an awfully cute one. I really like the elephant skin texture. I think that came out really good. All right, so that means we have 2 completely different flavors. You could use these, I would cut them in half, and then even if you are wanting to use the bottom half, you can then stretch out the image. I wanted to show that. Just like so. And then I had one last, so that's pretty much the meat of the show and tell, and then I have wanted to play with I had a beginning stamper card here that I stamped with you earlier, and I am going to dress this up. And this one I did already take some photos of, and I knew I wanted to share it with you. So I went ahead and any of these shapes, the circle is good. Add the happy birthday. Couple of leaves. Toss on the bow. And some colored stones. So you can see that this kit has a lot of capability. I mean, it really is endless. The only limitation is if you can't get past the cute animals, which I think my suggestion of cutting them into pieces works. If they don't work at all, you don't need to use them and you can just use the stamps. This is a good example of not using the cutesy animals in any way, shape, or form. That's all I've got. Leave your questions, comments, or concerns on this video or over on my blog. If you yourself have any cute suggestions for using the animal die cuts, please let me know in the comments so that I can share them with everyone. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.